If you run a software business, this is the biggest thing you need to focus on to make more money. And it's not like getting more leads or making more money directly, it's by reducing churn, right? Churn is a metric that quantifies how much people stop paying you for your SaaS. And I'm going to show you exactly what you can do to lower this churn value and eventually make more money, because if you can make people stay longer and pay you more, you make more money. So let's dive in on how to reduce churn. And yeah. Right, so you have a software business, in specific a SaaS, software as a service, and you want to reduce churn. I'm going to go over exactly how we did it. We had the churn at about 45% at one time, and we've been able to consistently drop it down. It's over at 18%. We were able to put it at like 15%. Just know that you're never going to be able to drop it down to zero. It is impossible, right? It's going to be a constant battle all throughout your business journey, right? Just like maximizing MRR, so monthly recurring revenue, is a infinite battle, because you can just, the limit is like infinite. Churn, the limit in theory is zero, so it tends to zero, but you cannot reach zero. Okay, so just know that there's things you can do. There's no like one silver bullet, because there's not just one thing you can do to erase churn or to lower it. It's a multitude of different things, a multitude of steps you can take, and of course you have to tailor these steps to your own software. Okay, so I'm gonna go over exactly what we're doing to reduce the churn in our software business. So I'm just reduce my face size here, and let's go over this. So again, these things might seem somewhat obvious, but I'm gonna try and give you examples in each one of them so you can apply these to your own business. So how to reduce churn for your SaaS? Do this, all be doomed? Essentially, you're gonna be doomed because, just a quick tangent here, as you grow, as the monthly recurring revenue grows, right? So does the number of subscribers, individual people, right? And if you don't reduce churn, right, eventually there's going to come a point that you get 100 new customers per month, right? But if you have a churn of 20%, 20 of them cancel every single month, right? And that's okay, right? But once you have, let's say, 200 customers, and if you still keep the churn at 20%, now 40 of them cancel, right? So it becomes way, way harder to grow if you don't take care of churn, right? So there comes a point where the growth leverage you can pull are so hard because your churn is so high. So at the same time, you got to focus on growing the revenue, but you also got to focus on ways to reduce the churn, right? So keep that in mind. So first things first, it's pretty obvious, right? Ability to downgrade plan, right? So I don't know what your cancel sequence looks like, but when someone goes out, because people can cancel just by not renewing their card, right? But a lot of people cancel just by going to the dashboard and clicking cancel, right? Now, when you're there, you should have a sequence so that people, when they click the little big cancel button, maybe a pop-up shows up saying, wait, don't cancel yet, would you like to downgrade your plan, right? So ability to downgrade the plan, because oftentimes what I've seen is that people feel like they're paying too much, or feel like they're paying for things they do not use, right? Features they do not use. And so just the offer of you offering them to downgrade them to a lower plan with less features, but all the ones they need, and of course they reduce pricing, is enough to reduce the churn, right? Again, like I said, there's no one silver bullet. There's not one thing you're going to implement that's going to be amazing to reduce churn, but it's all these little steps that do all add up. So downgrading plan, right? Giving them a message, listen, you should downgrade plan instead of canceling, or even offering them a discount coupon when they're canceling. Wait, don't cancel. Instead of canceling, keep the same plan but pay X% less, or go to the lower plan but pay for the lowest plan, right? Hopefully you get my point. Now, big one, and this doesn't just apply to churn, but ask for feedback for users every waking hour, because oftentimes what happens is that someone hops in, they start using your product, and they see that there's something they don't like, or they see that there's something they would like to add, but they don't because they actively don't have the incentive to go out and tell you, oh, hey support, I would like to have this. Hey support, I don't like this. They just don't. So it needs to come from you, right? You need to come from you, and emailing them and listen, I noticed you use your product for XYZ days. What did you like? What did you not like? And what you'd like to see us add? And this is like a simple email sequence, but again, these little simple things all add up. So ask them for feedback, ask them for what they don't like, what they do like, what they'd like to see. And when you're having these conversations in these email threads, this back and forth, you're gonna notice that you start to create rapport, right? People start to trust and like you, right? And that's yet another factor to reduce the likelihood of churn, right? Because if they know who's behind the screen, they're not just paying a software for a service, right? They know who's behind it, the founder, the co-founder, even the support agent, doesn't really matter, right? But they see a person on the other side, that cares about them and wants them to succeed, right? So big one. Then remarket to them after they cancel. So even if they do cancel, of course, this isn't a way to directly reduce churn. It's indirectly, because you can recoup the churn revenue is when they cancel, get them on a dedicated email sequence saying, oh, and I can show you mine eventually, but I don't want to like get out of this, but you can send them an email sequence saying, listen, why did you cancel? Ask them why and give them options. Don't just send them an email saying, why did you cancel? And hope that they reply. No, send them an email on why did you cancel? Option A, too expensive. Option B, they didn't have the features I wanted. Option C, I don't know, right? And make the effort of them replying as little as possible. So they just have to write A, B, or C, right? So that's a little trick you can use. So ask them, right? Keep on asking them until they reply. Keep on not harassing them, of course, but keep on emailing them until they either unsubscribe, they tell you to F off, or they reply. And when they reply, there's an opportunity there for them to become a new client of yours. Maybe there's a feature they want to see that they didn't see. Okay, tell them, okay, we're gonna add this next week. Boom, add it, get them back as a client, right? Offer them a discount, right? Talk to them as a person. Okay, why did you cancel? Maybe too expensive. Okay, here's a discount for 20% off. Boom, get it, right? Talk to them, because oftentimes it's like a relationship, right? A marriage. I'm not married, but I guess like a girlfriend, right? Ask what the problem is, and then go out and find the solution to fix that problem, right? Simple, not easy, but hopefully you get what I'm saying right here. Then, segmented email sequences. So you need to nurture people differently, right? So a user that's on a yearly plan is less likely to cancel than a user on a monthly plan. Firstly, because the user on a yearly plan is locked in for 12 months, but this is just my first point here, monthly versus yearly. And then a user on the most expensive plan, right, is, in my opinion, and what I've seen, is less likely to cancel than a user on the lower tier plan. So email them differently, right? Because all the plans, of course, also have different types of features. So you got to email different users on different plans, right? So there's the two things right here. There's the plan, and there's the periodicity of the plan, so yearly or monthly, and then the actual plan. So you got to have different emails for different people, right? One of your email sequences should be focusing on, for example, if you're targeting monthly clients on the highest plan, just soft things. But if you're targeting the monthly plans on the lower tiers, your goal is to get them to go to the next plan, the medium plan, and then the biggest plan, and then over to the yearly plans. And if you do solely on this, right, on how to nurture people by plan and by like if they're on the yearly or the monthly, because there's like, if you have 3 plans and 2 like yearly or monthly, there's like 6 things you can focus on, right? So on the, I don't dive deep into this right now because I have a video on this, but essentially on the lowest plan, your goal is to get them to go to the second plan, right? The more expensive one, and then to get them to the hyper expensive one, right? And then each one of these ones you have to get them to go to the yearly plan, and that again for the yearly plan if they're on the cheapest plan. So hopefully you get my point, but again, nurture people in a different way, because different users are paying different things for your services and also paying for different features. So that matters a lot, because if you're constantly emailing people with info that there's not really tailored to them, they're going to get bored and they're not really going to really see the value in your product, so they're more likely to cancel, right? More likely, not saying they will, but they're more likely to. And of course, the biggest one, focus on annual plans, right? Biggest winner, because if you're focusing on annual plans, only getting new users for yearly plans, their churn rate in terms of months is 12 months, right? If you get someone on a monthly plan, maybe they stick around for 4-6 months, right? But if you get them on a yearly, you're guaranteed to have 12 months, okay? Because they can only cancel after 12 months, right? It depends on your refund policy, but you get my point, right? Your goal is to get them on yearly plans. So one thing you can do is offer a big discount if people subscribe to yearly plans, okay? Easy. Now, the biggest thing we've done after all these ones is figuring out why people cancel, right? And it is simply when they're canceling to add a questionnaire. Why did you cancel, right? As I mentioned this in the email, right? We send them an email after asking why, but on there we get a dedicated tailored response. They have to write a response saying, okay, I canceled because this, and that, right? Either they say the product quality isn't good enough, either they say it's too expensive, either they say whatever they want to say, right? But you have to write a paragraph of what the issue is, right? And then what we do is we associate that client and their reply of why they canceled with what they did inside of the product. And I can show you this eventually, but we built this internal dashboard that essentially connects all these pieces, right? First, who are they? Then why did they cancel? And then what they did using our SaaS. Then we could see, okay, does the feedback they gave us for canceling make sense according to what they did in the platform? For example, if they say, it's too expensive, and we see that they use the product like for over a month, 2 months, and they use it extensively, maybe we can see, okay, yeah, they think it's too expensive, but they used it all, so it provides value to them. So maybe this is the type of client where, okay, they don't want to pay that much, but maybe we can offer them a discount on that same plan, and they keep the same features because we know where they use them, right? Instead of you losing a client, you just make less revenue off of that client, right? So that's just an example. You have to tailor these responses and tailor this to different clients. Now, eventually you can sort of automate this, but it needs to be somewhat tailored to each person, right? So that's what we're doing to reduce churn. Short video. It's fucking hot here. I have to turn on the AC. Hope you like these ones. Let me know in the comments down below if you like them. If you don't, let me know as well, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.